Property management is managing the tenants, termites, and toilets. Asset management is managing the managers and managing the assets and ensuring that the business plan that you submitted to the lender for those millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars is actually going to be realized. And your business plan in multifamily real estate begins the moment you sign on the contract. We are here today at the 100 unit apartment that I literally just signed the paperwork 2 days ago, and we're doing asset management today. I'm here to inspect what I expect. And what I expect is our business plan is fully underway. We are running the play that we put together and we agreed upon as a management team. We have 3 of our property managers in there, including my wife, of course. And I'm here to do asset management. So welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Tony Stephan. Together, my wife and I now own 220 plus rental properties. We are here at our 100 unit that we just closed on. We own everything from single family rentals to a 56 unit to a 100 unit and a bunch of small multifamily. And we're here to teach you how to achieve financial freedom through real estate investing. So if you're new, welcome. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you want to learn about creating financial freedom through real estate investing. So sit back, enjoy, and let's go get in there. Let's start running the operations and making this deal the next home run deal in our portfolio. All right, team. So we are here in the corporate office / HR / CEO office. Got the boss right there. We just wrapped up an interview for like an executive admin position because we are just in the full growth mode. You know, my mentor taught me early on, who, not how. He taught me this in the beginning, building of any business, you don't have money. And when you don't have money, you have time. So you have to use your time. But then as you start growing a business and your business becomes successful, if you do your job right, you have money, but you don't have time. So you have to use money to buy back your time. So that's what we're doing here. So I'm going to answer a couple of questions that we got off of social media. If you don't follow me on Instagram or Facebook, and just calling in the site manager here, or site community manager, so we can run through the play here. Give them a quick update. We are 48 hours in. Talk about a couple of things that you've had it done since they last saw us, which is signing the deal, to today.
What we had to do is before we got everyone into the system, we had to put everyone's security deposits in there. So very important. We had to record security deposits. Then we had to go through, record our security deposits in our system. We don't want to mess up our financials whatsoever. So that was number one. Number two, make sure everyone, we already sent the welcome emails, but we are making sure everyone's in Buildium. A couple unexpected things, but not problems. We just handle them. They were doing the washers and dryers before we took over. So we actually have the contractor coming today that did them because we are having a couple issues with them. So again, making sure we're going to start implementing and get the building cleaned up. We have some vacancies here. So our manager is going to take photos, get those listed. Already a lot going on.
Getting these units listed out. How many do we have vacant right now? 10, 12?
Yeah.
Should get a rent roll printed out. Getting these listed, where do we list our units at?
So we list through Buildium, which goes out to Zillow, Homes. I think there's like 5 different sites that goes to. We do have apartments.com and then Facebook Marketplace too. We've already gotten a lot of hits. We actually, our first day here, we had 3 walk-ins.
And with that Facebook Marketplace, that's a low-key game changer.
Some people say it's not as qualified of leads. I mean, it's like any lead though, right? Like you just don't know. I mean, you'll get like 50 messages right when you post it. So just do your job. I mean, I've gotten a lot of great applicants from there.
Do we have any applicants like filling out leases, or like do we have any leases submitted so far? Because number one priority is the delinquency that this property had and getting these vacant units filled. Do we have any showings or do we have any applications coming in?
We have the showings, and then that's part of our manager's job to follow up with the walk-ins that we had.
We got to go touch base with them. So great update. You are dismissed. I'm going to answer a couple of questions that we got off of social media about this deal, and then we'll finish up with the manager meeting, and we're in there, but we're already running the plan. Speed to execution. That's the great thing about a lean, small team and being private owners like that. We can get speed in place. We can move a lot faster than the bigger companies. Guys, stay involved in the operations of your real estate investments because the money is made in the operations. Okay, guys, so what I want to do here is answer a couple of the DMs and private messages I got. So again, if you guys want to learn more, please always drop the comment first on the video. I love when you guys like email me or send me a message like, oh, I love the video, I have a question. Like, guys, put it on the video. So number one, I can reply to it. Number two, everyone else can learn. And number three, selfishly, for those YouTube algorithms. So this deal seems to have little overhead as far as CapEx is concerned, since it's all newly remodeled. Yes, this deal is 100% remodeled. You go watch the closing day video, we kind of took you through the office tour, which is how every unit is, but high-end upgrades. trades. Vinyl plank flooring, brand new fixtures, brand new appliances, stainless steel appliances, 30 in-unit, full-size washer and dryers, which is so rare to find. Full exterior redone, full landscape, building completely painted, brand new roofs, which is so huge. This was a management play. What I mean by a management play is we have to operate it leaner. So like I said, it was ran and it was owned by a big group. A big group has big expenses. They have bigger payroll. They're more inefficient than we are. They just cannot physically be here all day, every day, like the company owners, the asset management. Remember, we talked about asset management to ensure the property management is running as efficiently as it should be. But we can do that. So we can shop all the vendors. We can shop all the utilities. We can shop all the landscape, the snow. Like we already have plans in place to reduce the expenses substantially and then increase the income. How are we going to increase the income? We're going to finish the remaining 70 units for washer and dryers because I did receive a credit on that. If you didn't watch my negotiation video, go check that out because they essentially told me we're not giving you any credits. And I was able to walk away with a lot of credits, multiple 6 figures in credits to get all the washer and dryers done. And making sure the tenants are paying on time. They had a big issue with that because just management. Making sure that the delinquency goes down. I mean, the delinquency on this property, believe it or not, 100 units at one time was over $50,000 a month. $50,000, that's crazy. I mean, that's freaking crazy. That's like a half. You're like 50% delinquent. I asked the broker, I'm like, have you ever seen this before? He's like, no, I've never seen this before. But I got excited because we are business operators and I knew we could operate it better. So that's our value add on this. It's not just you have to buy a property that needs fixing up. Believe it or not, it's actually riskier to take a property and like do this, like to do this entire reposition, all its construction. I mean, that's massively risky. You have no idea what's going to be. It's a very variable cost model, right? We're now coming in, they brought it 70% of the way. We're going to take it to 100%. That's the value add. And the appraiser 3 years from now, doesn't matter. All they're going to look at is the NOI, the net operating income. You know this. Income minus expenses equals your profit. That's your NOI. NOI divided by the cap rate equals the valuation of the building. So they don't care how you get to that NOI as long as you get to the NOI. And that's what we're going to do. Yet you were able to get this at a price point where the number still made sense because of the poor management place. You also got some really good terms. I got great terms on this. 7.10% interest rate fixed for 10 years. If economic doom happens, if rates go to 15%, I am locked at 7.1% for the next 10 years. I don't have to worry about it. I got 2 years of interest only. Even though this property is fully repositioned, I negotiate hard on everything. And that's what I want you guys to do. You negotiate with your lenders. I negotiate very, very hard for 2 years interest only. And they said the same thing. They're like, why do you need 2 years, Tony? So I said, I have to clean up the management. So all the money that's coming in, I can reinvest it. I can reinvest it to do the washer and dryers. I can reinvest it to do amenities. We're going to have some turnover. We got to get out the tenants that don't fit our screening process and our standards. And we have to be able to get the right tenants in here. So it takes money to do that. So guys, I need to reinvest. I need more cash flow in my first 24 months to reinvest it in there. I got a 25-year amortization. So this was a bank and a credit union loan. This was not a Freddie Fannie loan. We wanted to go with a bank and credit union because a little bit more flexibility. I can refinance sooner than the 10 years. Obviously, it's not going to take me 10 years to do this. Our goal is to have this property completely repositioned and ready to go to refinance within 18 to 24 months. So negotiate everything. And I was able to achieve those terms with the lender because I have a track record with that lender. He's financed multiple deals for my wife in her brokerage, and he financed my 12 unit. Track record's everything. So the number one thing they're going to ask you is, what's your experience with multifamily? And they obviously knew my experience. They knew my track record. I've brought 4 deals full cycle to 100% refinances. I've improved the NOI significantly on 4 multifamily deals to be able to get 100% of my capital out. So they've seen that. These are the exact deals I look for. Dude, love that. Go network. I didn't start here. Just remember that. I didn't start with this. I started with a single family home, then a duplex, then a fourplex, then an eightplex. So everyone wants to get here. We got to get in where you fit in. So if you only fit in with single family homes right now, get in there, build a track record, show brokers your track record, because that's how this deal happened. It's incredibly rare to find these types of deals from brokers. So I was curious on how you heard about this deal and how did you know without a shadow of a doubt that this was something to try and buy, even though it's totally off market. So yeah, we did acquire this deal 100% off market. So I bought the 56 unit down the road. And I talked about this in the takeover video. That seller also owned this deal for 30 years. So he owned both these deals since the 90s. He sold this deal first to the group that we bought it from. I then bought that 56 unit direct from the seller. We'll just call him Billy. His name's not Billy. Billy sold me his 56 unit. Billy sold the gentleman the group I bought this deal from to them. I love the 56 unit so much. It's still my favorite asset. Clean, well-maintained, same thing there. We just had to operate it better. We took that, the rent roll, the The monthly income was $44,000 when we took over. Guys, it's at $57,000 today. Talk about value add, talk about increasing the NOI. I love the product so much. I told the broker who sold it to me, I wish I could have bought Golfview. I love Mound Manor, which is now Stephan Manor, so much. I should have bought Golfview. And I'm like, would they ever sell it? He's like, well, I don't know. I just sold it to them back in 2021. He's like, we can throw it out there. He's like, you better come in strong, you better come in hard, because it's an unsolicited offer. It was probably like a year of back and forth and throwing it out there, feeling it, throwing it out there, feeling it. According to the sellers, this is their best performing deal in their portfolio. So they really didn't want to have to sell it. To answer your question, how did I have a shadow without a doubt? I didn't, but it costs you nothing to write an offer. Remember that. It costs you nothing to submit an offer to a seller. So what do you have to lose? It costs you money to start to go under contract. To submit LOIs costs you nothing. I bought 8 deals now off market. Every deal I've ever bought has been off market besides my first 7 units. It costs you nothing to submit an offer, but they've all been through relationships with brokers. So while you guys are wasting time in Facebook groups, while you guys are wasting time sending mailers, you need to go find the top multifamily brokers in your area. Go buy them dinner. Go buy them lunch. Go buy them freaking a case of cigars if they smoke cigars. Send them something. Find out my wife's office here. Send her a big old bouquet of like cookies and say, I would love to be a client of yours. I'm looking for X, Y, and Z properties. Stand out from the group. You have to pay to play. And when you pay, people pay attention to you. Everyone and their brother wants off-market deals. So number 1, get their attention. How do you get their attention? Pay for attention. Number 2, be a closer. Greg was able to say to the seller here, this guy's a closer. He bought the 56 unit down the road that Billy, same owner, sold to him, sold to you. The group who owned this said, okay, this guy's got a track record. He's not gonna waste our time. He's not gonna tie this deal up and not close, because their biggest fear with going under contract with a newer investor or a smaller investor or not big group is you're gonna waste my time, you're gonna tie my deal up, you're gonna take my team's time, our money, our energy, our resources, tie this up and not close. It takes a lot of time to put a deal together. Those are the 2 things that have helped me buy multifamily deals off market, and I have the confidence of closing. While I've never closed a 100 unit before, I've closed a 4 unit, I've closed a 7 unit, an 8 unit, a 12 unit, a 16 unit, and a 56 unit, now a 100 unit. All right, team, so we just wrapped up our manager meeting. Oh. She's better at this than I am. You need a high-level property manager who can manage the on-site managers. Like, I would almost call you, you're the regional, right? And everyone is like the community managers underneath her. Just a lot. There's a lot of transition going on right now, and there's a lot of just like uncertainty, and kind of everyone's looking for direction, and they're looking to you and to us. I mean, that felt like a lot. So many scribble papers. Like, we're streamlining all of our communication with the unit turns to like a central CRM. That's a huge thing, because like this person has notes and this person has notes and this person has notes, and they're scrambling for notes. We're like, hey, we all need one centralized thing. So that was a positive thing that came out of that. What else?
Well, I think one thing is new team members, new buildings. You're also learning how to communicate, right? Like, I like to write on a notebook paper. I like to use a tablet. I like to use my notes in the computer, but we all have to be on the same page, right? Communication, how we delegate tasks, just the importance of having good team members. I think the important thing is when you take over an asset, no matter how big it is, it's like one chunk at a time. It's new for everybody. It's new for us. It's new for the tenants. It's new for our contractors. And this is to where like boxing, working out, like all that like really comes into play.
Daily disciplines.
Yeah, all I have to do is like take one step forward. Today we met with our cleaning crew and how often they'll be coming.
So talk a little bit about that. We're getting a lot of the exterior. So now we're starting to work like exterior business plan out. So we had Chris, our preferred contractor here. Talk a little bit about like those changes that we're gonna have going on.
So we're gonna make sure that the common areas are always clean. The basements are clean. Some units have washers and dryers, but some don't. So the residents go downstairs to do their laundry. Like, who wants to do laundry where it's dirty?
There's like random couches, like bicycles,
Dust,
graffiti
water,
on the wall. So it's like getting all that cleaned up. But it's like if you watched our first video, it signals a new ownership. Like, people are already starting to feel like, wow, it's a little different here. The things are being paid attention to. The details are really being stirred up. So
also too, we're gonna do mulch. They did a good job with like planting and maintaining the shrubs, but we're gonna do the mulch this year possibly, but definitely next year, depending when we could get that fit in, like a nice community area. So Chris is gonna put up a few designs for us to see which direction we want to go with that.
So that we're in one of our vacant units right now. We had 9 total vacant when we took over. We've already filled 4, so we have 5 remaining. So real quick, let's just walk through this vacant unit. I think the big lesson is too, understanding there's gonna be chaos chaos. It's got to control the chaos and working off a hierarchy, because see, I think that was a big challenge too. We still have how many other apartments? 9 other apartments to run and to manage too. So how do they know the order of importance though? I think that's a big question as we look at this beautiful vacant unit here. How do they know?
Well, I think a big tip when you take over, you're gonna get, I'd say like 25% of tenants be like, this is wrong, that's wrong, because old management wasn't taking care of it, or it wasn't that big of a deal, and they're like, well, let's see if they'll fix it, right?
They're gonna test you.
Yeah.
They're gonna test what they can get away with.
For example, there's a piece missing under the front door. That's how all the units are, so that's how they rented it. And we got a request saying, I'm missing a piece under my door. Obviously, they moved in like that. Obviously, it's been like that for a long time. Then we also got a request that something happened to somebody's kitchen sink. So you tell me, what's the priority? Somebody that can't use their kitchen sink, or somebody that just is getting a draft under their door? That's all, just kind of like giving those examples. Our contractor, or I'm sorry, our maintenance technician was here today, and he's like, there's a small leak at one of our other properties. If I get it fixed, it'll take me 20 minutes. And I was like, hey, if it's gonna take you 20 minutes, do it in 20 minutes. Or if you go back tonight at 6 o'clock, it could take you 3 hours. So kind of understanding what's important and what's going to cost you more in the long run. And that just comes with experience, because when I started, everything was like, oh my gosh, they need this and they need it in 5 minutes. Oh my gosh, I need to take care of this in 5 minutes, else they're going to move out. No, that's not the case. It's just communicating with them. So I always tell people, I don't care if it can't get done today, especially tomorrow's 4th of July, so nothing's going to be happening tomorrow with anybody, but just tell them that you're taking care of it and when to expect it to be done.
Our team, so the boss has spoken there, gave some perspective too, just so you know, because it's like how you do anything is how you do everything. When you take over a duplex, it's going to feel like the world is coming to an end, and we're sharing how we're taking over 100 units so you guys can learn to do the same. We're about 7 days into.
Not even.
Not even 7 days in. Yeah, see, we don't even know. It's definitely last Monday, so today, so like 9 days in. Showing you this journey every step of the way. This is more of the behind the scenes, more of the raw. That's why people would say like, oh, congrats, you closed. Well, this is the reality of it. It's 12 o'clock on a Wednesday. We're in a vacant unit and we're getting the business plan done. But this is apartment investing. This is multifamily investing. This is real estate investing. This is where the money is made. If you can't stay calm in the chaos, you can't manage a lot of people, a lot of moving parts, like real estate's not for you. But we want to show you that if we can do it, you guys can do it. And if you need help with any of this, you're looking to invest in the state of Michigan, reach out to the Stephan Group Real Estate Brokerage there. We can help you out with that. Thank you guys so much for being along with this journey. A lot more to come, a lot more to show you with this. Drop us a comment below. Let us know if you have any questions about how you should be taking over your property or any insights about what we're doing here. Till next time, we'll talk soon. Thanks.